very, yeah, not something we are used to. Nothing similar to working in the Balkans for 2 years at all. Totally different.
How did you feel? You mentioned the fact that you had all this super duper equipment and you see those kids who I'm assuming were playing and laughing and enjoying themselves in the environment that you found so harsh. How did you feel from the world that you came from?
I felt it very, very strange, and it was hard to understand that this was their way of life. They were totally okay with it. So it was not for us to intervene at all. It's because this was 2006, and was their world. This is what they were used to, because everybody in that area was dressed the same, living in the same conditions. But still, from the outside, I think it's the first time I actually had this is a difference towards what we are used to. You see it on the news every now and then, but you don't think too much about it. And it's so much different to be on the ground yourself, standing right next to the same people. And yeah, this is how they live. And it's not for us necessary to do anything about it. Yeah.
How do you think they reacted to you, these people who must have looked like aliens to them, with all this equipment and funny clothing and tanks and cars and those little villages? How do you think they reacted to you?
The funny thing is that some of the villages hadn't seen anybody like this since the Soviets were there, because they were living in so distant areas. They had never seen anybody military since the Soviet soldiers had been in the same region in the 80s. So they thought we actually were Russian. And then, of course, they realized, no, it's not Russians. And it was difficult at times to make them understand that we were there on behalf of their government.
Did they care?
They care very much for what's there for them. They don't necessarily see the whole picture. They're very much, what is it in for me? What will this have for an impact on me? So if it doesn't impact them, they're not very much interested. It's my experience traveling around, seeing these small areas. And then it must be a very shielded and safe environment for these small villages when they have it like this. So yeah, it's just to talk to them, and we just left them alone. It's just to see that everything was okay, and they usually were. So we just traveled on to the next village.
And you knew before you were going out there that it was a difficult environment that you were going to face. The threat at the time were the Taliban, I use that word loosely, people that were unidentifiable amongst the civilian population. How was that for you? Because part of your remit was also to gain the respect of the civilians and the trust. Quite a difficult task, I would imagine.
Yeah, and we were in the north at that time, the Norwegians, and we knew that the Taliban was coming to the north at that time. So that's why we were going around to see if we could spot anybody from that organization in these villages, and to just talk to the elders and, yeah, how should I say, have a finger on the pulse if on where they were leaning on. But for the most of the time, they didn't care. They were happy in their own little village, only maybe cared a little bit about the next small village, either in the other valley or further down in the valley, and that was kind of it. It was very strange. And then when I came home, we got all the reports that now they had come and spread up in the north as well. And some of the areas which had been our AOR, all of a sudden were hotspots with lots of contacts and all that. And that was a bit strange because